What's going on, everybody? It's me, Truck Driver Sean. Today, I am here with you to show you the Untiefe. I believe how it's pronounced. Untiefe? Untiefe? I don't know. But it is what they're calling a natural ambient, or a nautical ambient reverb. There's a lot going on with this thing. You can hook it up straight in. You can also hook it up through your effects loop. You can also run it for cable if you want to. You can also hook up expressions for some of the things that's on here, like the one over here, your your RMP, your feedback. You could turn it on and off, and your expression, you could turn it on and off the trails using an external foot switch. Okay. Going across the top, you have the rate, and that is the rate of the modulation in the chorus, in the mix, in the siren setting. You have your depth, which controls the modulation you're going to be using, in the depth in the mix. The decay is the length of the reverb trails. You turn it all the way down, you're going to be real quick. You start turning it up, it starts getting stretched out and it gets very ethereal. You can actually turn it up so it just doesn't stop, which is interesting. Yeah. Level, it's the volume knob. I mean, shit. Turn it up. What's really cool about this is you can boost your signal with it. Okay? Don't get that with everything. Then you have your mix, which is kind of putting you in a place where right up and down middle you have the signal from this, and your regular guitar signal are running the same. Obviously, cut it back, you're more to your amp, cut it to the right, more of the effect. Okay? It's sort of like a balancing thing. Some people don't want it super duper crazy. Some people want it way crazy. Those who know how to use these things will know what to do with that. Me, I don't know my way around timed effects to save my ass. But I love Daniel's work, so I want to check everything out, regardless if it's something that I'm normally into or not. Okay, so then you have your dampen, which is going to how long your trails are going to go. All right, you can make it so your trails are almost non-existent, and you can make it so your trails go to infinity and beyond. Yeah, they can go a long, long ways. Then you have these little switches here. So your first one you come to is your RMP, which is your basically your rate to pulse, I guess. You have all the way to the left. You have basically real slow, in the middle, a little quicker, all the way to the right. I mean, all the way to the left, not so fast. All the way to the right, really fast. You can also push down on this and it will turn everything up in the RMP to its fullest. Okay? Then you have the middle one, which is your Siren, and Shiva, which is your chorus modulation. All the way to the right, you have a Mouton 4-stage phaser. In the middle, you have a soft focus shimmer chorus. All the way to the left is a shimmer tremolo. And then you have your last one over here, which is your trails on or off. All right. So again, the switch down here, the bottom of the foot switch, you can turn your RMP from what it is assigned to just full gorilla dick. It's going to go crazy. And over here, basically, is your bypass and turn the pedal on and off. This will run you €199 or 233 US dollars plus tax and shipping. Yeah. Allow 2 to 4 weeks because they're all made to order. He doesn't just have these sitting around. He's very busy. His company is doing extremely well. His name's Daniel Rangel, by the way. One of the nicest guys you ever meet on the planet. And yeah, it's kind of nuts that he has something like this. This is in depth. Like if you want really ambient reverbs, but you want that reverb to kind of do that very liquidy reverb, this will get you where you go. It's just a super good friggin' pedal. You know what I'm saying? It does the thing. And it does the thing well. That's right. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to plug into this and we're going to go over it real quick because I don't know my way around these very well. So if you're the type of person who knows your way around them, you should be able to figure out what I'm doing because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All right? Very cool. So simple setup today. We're going to use the Heathen Gungnir 7-string loaded with EMG 8185X's for the 7-string. That's going into the Untiefe, Antifa. I think that's how it's pronounced. Antifa. Yes. My brain works slow. Literally just got it from an app. That's going into the Lichtlaerm Auto Prometheus on the clean channel. Not using anything special. It's literally, it is what it is. We're going to do a little bit with the clean, and then, because I've never played this with it plugged into gain, I figured, why the hell not? All right, so the cabs I'm using are my custom Arachnid 2x12s, and they're mic'd up with an SM57. Other than that, hey, subscribe, man. It helps. Other than that, to the Batman. All right, everyone, so we're all hooked up. We're going to put everything in the middle. Why not, right? And if the switch doesn't have a middle, it's going to go all the way to the left. All right. There we go. This is the clean signal. All right, now we're going to turn the Untiefe, everything in the middle. Alright, so we have the level at the bottom, but I want to get this so it's going to kind of be a little more effect forward. So we're just going to take and immediately turn the mix at about 2 o'clock. This is what you get when you put it at 2 o'clock. Alright, as you can tell, that's not a very good mix. So we're going to turn it up just a little bit more. We're going to go to 3 o'clock and see what happens. Alright, that's a good mix right there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start with the rate. We're going to turn it all the way down and work our way up to full on, which it's got a really good range. Here we go. So you can tell when you get that going, it's just like... So we're going to turn that down to about 2 o'clock, because that seems to be where it's really good. So the next one's going to be the depth, which is going to control the mods depth mix, basically the bass end of the mods. Here we go. Okay, so the description of that, for my ears here in the room, it doesn't control just the depth, but it also controls how aggressive that mod is. So I got that again about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and the next one we get to play around with is the length of the trails. Here we go. that's obnoxious. So we got all that set. We already set the level, and now we already set the mix to kind of get it so we could hear it. But I am going to show you what happens when you mess with the level and what happens to the mix. I just got to know where I have it set. Okay, so the level's like at 1 o'clock. So let's turn that down and try. Okay, oddly enough, I have to turn that. Woo, woo. It's a storm up in this motherfucker. Alright, so I kind of like that cranked, oddly enough. I like what the mix is, but again, we're going to start with the mix all the way down and work our way up. I sit about 2 o'clock on that one. So here we go. Alright, you could basically eliminate, like I said before, you can have it so there's no effect or all effect, which is kind of nice. And the last one we have is the delivery of the reverb trails. So let's see how that works. Basically, do you want them to go, you know, they're going to wash in or out, more or less. Here we go. Here's the fun part. So I sit there, messed with that, and I was like, why is it slowing down? It's because the trails aren't turned off, because all the switches are turned to the left. They don't have a middle setting. Yeah. That's how stupid I am. I'm doubling a piece of gear. Imagine that. All right, so now we have your switches. This is for your RMP, which is the rate of your feedback. All right, let's okay. Only 2 choices on this thing, so see what you do. Not really much of a difference there to me, but then again, it could work with just the foot switch. We'll find that out in a minute. So right now we have the Siren and Shiver, which, you know, let's just see what happens. Right now we're in the middle, which is a soft, Siren soft, no. This is the Muton 4-stage phaser. So I guess while I was moving through that, yeah, whatever the fuck. We're gonna flick it. I'm gonna flick it like a bean. Here we go. All right, I like that on the Siren, this soft focus Sherma chorus. So what we'll do now is we're going to turn the trails. It's on off right now. We're going to turn it on. Here we go. All right. Yeah, very cool. Now we're going to turn on the RMP switch and see what happens. Okay, so I read that wrong too in the description. You got to hold it down. You hold it down, it will just keep going with everything jacked to the roof. Yeah, so that's basically it. It's a good sounding pedal. I think you pair that with a really nice delay, and you're gonna get like some really good shoegazing out of it. I mean, it shoegazes all by itself, but like in a creepy way. Which, I mean, Daniel does sort of kind of make stuff with like black metal and death metal and just the filthy side of life. Does that make sense? But yeah, what a great pedal. I could see where that for texturing and stuff would be so good. Like, so good. But I did promise you guys, we will put on the electric. So here we go. Son of a bitch. All right, let's give it a whirl. All right, so there we go. That is I'm more of a fan on the clean. Then again, I don't know how to like play those crazy black metal riffs. That's where someone like, that's really good with the black metal stuff, like Jeremy Ferrero or uh, Arnold plays guitar, would be super, super good at demoing this pedal. Me, not so much. I'm glad I have it in my collection. I'll dig it out again when I don't own a delay pedal right now, but I'm gonna get a delay pedal and mix it with it. I think I get some really cool ass ambient stuff out of it. But yeah, very cool. As always, thank you, Daniel, for being a good dude. I was supposed to demo this like months ago, and I'm just now getting around to it. That's on me. I do apologize. But yeah, I just don't know what to do with these timed effects. So if you can make sense of what I did and you know your way around these, you're gonna end up with a really cool piece of kit. All right, very cool. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and please come on, subscribe, like, share, all that happy shit. And I'll catch you in the next video. Hopefully, later.